HMB is one of the best supplements I've ever taken that not a lot of people talk about or even know about because the benefits of it are unlike anything I've ever taken.
Oh, hi, Mark.
What's up, Freccero fam? Welcome back to my channel. I'd like to experience everything that life has to offer. I'm really excited to make this video. I'm really excited because I've done a lot of supplement reviews. And what's interesting about most supplements I review is a lot of the benefits are kind of similar. Health benefits in terms of mental health, physical health. You can maybe run faster, jump higher, build more muscle, have more energy throughout the day, and a lot more. The benefits are pretty similar for a lot of these different supplements I have reviewed. I'll be honest, some of them better than others. But HMB, which stands for beta-hydroxy beta-methylbutyrate, say that 5 times fast, is such an interesting supplement that I've been taking because of my distal bicep tendon tear. I'm officially 3 months out from surgery at the exact time of this video, so celebration here. For the first time, I will be doing a workout today. I know, I'm gonna be working on my arm for the first time in 3 months. I'm a little nervous as a side note. But anyway, one big thing is for the past 3 months, I've not been working out. And one supplement that I discovered was HMB. Now, in terms of the benefits of HMB, and you can take it either as a powder or as a pill, I just take it as a powder. What it does is mainly 2 things. One, it does help you recover post-workout. There are a lot of other supplements like this, like glutamine is a big one. There's other ones, bromelain is a big one. I'm a huge fan of bromelain that help you recover after workout. When it comes to HMB though, they have found in studies that the speeding up recovery aspect is better in beginning athletes. So let's say you just started working out, HMB can be great for that. For elite or advanced athletes, you might not notice as much with HMB. But the first benefit they have noticed is in general, it does help you recover nonetheless. The second big benefit, which is the one that I've been obsessed with, is retaining muscle and strength. This is the big benefit of HMB and the reason why I love it. And I feel like there's not a lot of other supplements like this because I remember when I tore my bicep, I was like, shoot, I can't work out for months. I'm gonna lose all my strength, all the planche push-ups I can do, the handstand push-ups, all my crazy parkour stuff, gone. Am I gonna still be as strong? Am I gonna lose all my gain, so to speak? And the crazy thing is, I'm not gonna lie, after not working out for 3 months, not too bad. Now, granted, I did lose muscle mass, I did lose muscle size and strength. Unfortunately, that is inevitable. But what HMB does is help slow down that process. HMB helps retain the muscle mass and the muscle strength that you have as best as possible. And this is something I gotta say that I noticed that I remember even a week ago being like, man, I'm a week away from being able to work out again. I was looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, you know what? After not working out for 3 months, not bad. Like I thought I was gonna be like a twig. Now granted, I don't think all my muscle was gonna disappear. You know, when it came to my distal bicep tendon tear, but I was a bit worried. I'll be honest, I wasn't sure. And that's what I love about HMB. Let's say if you're traveling for a couple weeks. Let's say if you're on a big road trip for a month. Let's say if you also got injured like me and you can't work out. HMB is amazing because what it does, it helps retain the muscle mass and strength. Now when it comes to me taking it, it's actually pretty simple, pretty easy. All I did is add 3 grams of HMB every day. The main supplement I took was the NutriCost HMB, and I want to stress I have no affiliation with NutriCost. I bought this with my own money. That's the main one that I got. One thing I will say though is if you look at these supplement facts, it says take 1,000 milligrams or 1 serving is 1,000 milligrams. I took 3,000 milligrams or 3 grams. 3 grams is kind of like the main dose that you want to take when it comes to HMB to really get the benefits. It doesn't really taste like anything. It's like a white powder. So literally just put it in water and drink it. And for me personally, I typically have like a big blender shake of like the Trader Joe's Power Greens, chia seeds, oats, Huel, of course, the HMB, moringa powder, all these other supplements I have already reviewed on this channel. So to me, I don't even notice it's there in a sense. So taking it in general, pretty simple. It's just powder and water. That's it. Now, in terms of how it affected me, one thing I do want to say is it's not like you take this and you get like a buzz or a rush. It's not like caffeine or other supplements like urolithin A is a good example of this where when I take urolithin A, I feel the effects. Like I feel it almost when I take it. I'm way more vibrant throughout the day, better physical health, mental health, and more. Same thing with other supplements. Like I just reviewed moringa powder, for example, and I feel it almost when I take it that day. With HMB, it's not really the kind of thing that you feel, but you notice over time. I think a good comparison is like vitamin D, for example, where like when you take vitamin D, you're not like lit up, so to speak, I guess pun intended, because you do make vitamin D from the sun. But anyway, with vitamin D, you're not lit, so to speak, from it, but over time you notice the benefits. Same thing with HMB. And again, I'll be honest, I like to be very transparent in my videos. Was it maybe the placebo effect? Was it actually the HMB, or maybe even a combination? I had people telling me after months of not working out, being like, hey Mark, how's it going? By the way, you're looking good, like you've been working out. And I'm like, actually, no, I've not worked out for months. And what's crazy too is even when I look at myself in the mirror, and I know don't judge, but like say I flex a little bit just to kind of see how I'm doing, I feel like after 3 months, I'm way better off than if I did not take the HMB powder. I do think it's noticeable enough where if it was just placebo, I think placebo can only get you so far. And of course, I have been having a lot of protein in general. I have been, making sure to still be healthy. But I think if I did not have the HMB during this recovery period, I would be way worse off. And now I'm going to say HMB, I think is going to be a big staple in my life forever. And here's the main reason why. Like everybody, my life is very busy, right? My life is chaotic. I'm constantly making YouTube videos and traveling, making new music, all these kind of things. And I will say, I make fitness a huge part of my regimen and a huge part of my day. That being said, life is life, and sometimes I just can't work out. So what I like about HMB is that one, again, let's say I'm going to a music festival for 5 days, very common, right? Or let's say I'm doing a big road trip, also very common for me. I have HMB powder every day, 3 grams specifically from NutriCost. And that way, no matter what I'm doing, I'm always trying to preserve the muscle mass, strength, and size when it comes to HMB. And one thing I want to say as a side note too, and this is important, I think when I talk about retaining muscle mass, sometimes people think like, well, I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not trying to be jacked. Remember that having muscle and having more muscle is good for you. So this is not about trying to like stay jacked, so to speak. It's about retaining the muscle to be as healthy as possible, which is big for longevity. Here's where things get really interesting. HMB powder has now been given to older adults because, as you can imagine, the older you get, the more you lose your muscle, which is very, very dangerous. Not good for overall health, especially after age 60. That's when you really start losing a lot of muscle mass. And what they found in studies is by giving elderly adults HMB powder, it helps them retain that muscle mass. That way they don't lose it as quick. And what's interesting about this is they have said when it comes to HMB, like I mentioned earlier, a big part is recovery. But they've said, look, if you're working out every day and you're young, well, you're definitely retaining your muscle. So maybe if, let's say you're, mid-20s, mid-30s, HMB is going to do nothing. You almost might not even notice it. But here's one theory I have, and I want to stress, like I always say, I am not a doctor, and I never pretend to be one in any of my videos. After age 30, or maybe even younger than that, depending on who you are, genetics, and more, you start to lose muscle mass. And because HMB is good at retaining that muscle mass, one theory I have, which is why I'm going to be taking it every day forever, is that no matter what, I want to be able to retain as much muscle mass as possible. Even if it's only like say a smudge of a percent, that's still something that's going to be beneficial, especially for longevity. And that's why when it comes to HMB powder, like say compared to a lot of the other supplements I have reviewed on this channel, it is one of those situations where I feel like with a lot of other supplements, the benefits are kind of similar. I hate, not in a bad way, because of course, I take all the supplements I have talked about on this channel, but HMB powder, I feel like is almost one of those one-off supplements that the benefits are just more unique compared to most other supplements I have reviewed. And again, I do want to stress this point, that retaining muscle mass, I think sometimes people picture like bodybuilders or these crazy like elite Olympians trying to retain as much muscle to perform better. A lot of times having more muscle mass means you can walk up and down stairs better. If you go to pick something up, you're better. You're not going to blow out your back, and a lot more. Overall, having more muscle mass is amazing for longevity, and HMB powder is a perfect tool to assist you in retaining and keeping that muscle mass, strength, and size.